Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're going to talk about Indiana Fever's game number 35, a loss to the Minnesota Lynx, 99-88. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit the notification bell when you do. If you like the Indiana Fever, subscribe. If you like Caitlin, if you like Rob's Cleveland Browns, subscribe.
Yes.
If you like my Green Bay Packers, subscribe. Or the Dallas Cowboys, or if you like Philadelphia Eagles or Buffalo Bills, I like those teams, subscribe. Anyways. All right. Well, Rob, it was a tough loss in the sense that they were up by 10 near the end of the second quarter. They got outscored 5-0 at the end of the second quarter. And then, of course, their usual awful start in the beginning of the third quarter. And they only scored 12 points the whole quarter. I don't know what she does at halftime, but it's like she must have the worst halftime pep talks and game adjustments in the history of sports. Because it's every time, Rob, they have an awful third quarter.
I think so, Mark. That's all I'm sitting there going, what do you say to them? Hey, that was a great first half. Okay, you guys, you did great. We'll just keep doing. Well, she doesn't even say let's keep doing what we're doing, because if she said that, it obviously would come out and keep running the ball and play better. But she says, okay, now we did this. It's like she switches a game plan. Like there's a chalkboard to have pace in the game. Then she turns it around and goes, okay, this is what we really want to do. We want to slow the ball game down.
So in terms of being good coaches at halftime, we got over on this side, we have Phil Jackson, Bill Belichick, Newt Rockne over here. And then we have Christy Sides over here on the other side. She's like the exact opposite of them.
But she was coach of the month, though, Mark.
Yeah, that was kind of it. I think Cheryl Reeve, their team won 7 straight. I bet she should have got coach of the month. And I hate Cheryl Reeve. Rob's second favorite coach, but I hate Cheryl Reeve.
Yeah, but she's a good coach. We may dislike. I mean, you can dislike the person, but she's a good coach.
Oh, she's probably the best coach in the league, as far as I can tell. I mean, you can just watch how their team plays. Like the last 2 times they played the Fever, they didn't look as good the first game when they lost, but their offense is great movement.
Yeah.
And their defense is there. Their defense is solid. They rotate well. They get on their person. Unlike the Fever, Fever likes to give wide open 3 shots all the time. Like it's like a giveaway for them. God, that's so frustrating all year long, and they haven't improved. And it's Mitchell and Clark are the worst offenders, and they need to stay on their woman closer and quit thinking they can close in on time and quit double teaming in the post. There's no dominant post players. Boston can handle it. Just stay on their personnel up in the 3-point line, Rob. Crazy.
Exactly. Well, and do what the Lynx does, or other teams do. Play a little zone. How about playing a little zone?
Well,
if you're a paceful team, then if your team is running the ball, that kind of gives you a little time to rest too, which you shouldn't on defense. But if you're in a zone, at least you're not moving around as much as you were man-to-man. And then you're also covering the areas that they're scoring on. You're covering a certain area. That's all you have to do. This is your area. You stay here.
Right. Well, I believe in switching up defenses, because otherwise the other team gets in a rhythm. Played Ultimate Frisbee for 40 years. There's a zone in Ultimate Frisbee. There's also different man, and there's different types of man ways you can force disc. We would switch it up just to break the rhythm of the other team. And it was a problem because, that's what it is. But why not put a zone in, a couple times a game just to break things up, especially when they're on a run?
Yeah.
After you call a timeout, say, okay, put a zone in there,
Exactly. Yeah. See, Mark, oh, man, you're going to be, if I coach again, Mark, I'm going to have you come down and be my assistant coach. I'm going to have you be my assistant.
All right. Well, I mean, this stuff seems rather obvious just from watching and playing sports my whole life and just listening and stuff. Coach Sides is clueless, and this is her first head coaching job, and it shows.
But you would think being assistant, when you're an assistant, Mark, I've been an assistant coach. As an assistant, you actually have a little more, I mean, you don't, not with calling, but you have more input in the head coach's ear. Like when I was assistant coach and they'd come down, the other team would come down. I told my head coach to play in the zone, and he goes, "Oh, okay, I'll run my zone offense." And he stands up and tells them to run their zone offense. So I was picking out what kind of defenses the other teams were playing against us.
All right. Well, I don't know what to say. Coach Sides is clueless. I don't think she knows how to teach his own because the couple times they did it, they didn't seem to know how to switch and everything. I don't know what to say. But be that as may, they lost to a better team. They might meet them in the playoffs, and they might not. They may. Chances are it's going to be Connecticut Sun or the Lynx. That's what it's going to be. And the Lynx are tough team for them to beat because they're way, way, way better coached. And the Suns aren't going to be easy because DeJounte Carrington always plays great defense against Clark. And they have good players also. Thomas is a problem. So we'll see what happens, Rob. People are all excited. They think they're going to win a championship. I don't, this year is not likely to happen. It could. I mean, you never know. If they gel over the next, what do they got? 5 games left? If they gel over the next 5 games and momentum again. Let's see how they do against the Aces.
But I mean, you made a good point, Mark. Because we always criticize the half-court offense. Other coaches steal from other coaches. So when I used to watch, I was like, "Hey, that's a cool play. I think I'm gonna do that." So watch the movement of the other teams that the Fever play in their half-court game, the passing, the going through, the moving around. The only game I really saw the Fever do that was like 2 or 3 games ago when they were playing the Sparks and they had some backdoor cuts. I'm like, "Whoa, there you go, backdoor cuts! Wow, what a concept!"
Well, they weren't doing that.
You see Caitlin Clark like drooling, like, "Oh my gosh, this is cool! I can make a pass, bounce pass."
They didn't. They weren't good with backdoor cuts yesterday. They've been doing it in their winning streak since the break, pretty good, especially Mitchell and Hull. And yesterday, no, it didn't seem to exist because the defense of the Lynx was better. But
yeah,
the last 2 games, I thought the officiating was okay. It was one of the few times it wasn't awful. It was 2 games in a row. I was shocked. It's the first time 2 games in a row wasn't awful. But this game, the officiating was awful, and it favored the Lynx, which kind of surprised me. Indiana Fever's at home, but I don't know. Caitlin Clark doesn't seem to get calls from the refs still, and Boston got upset and got a technical. Clark almost maybe should have got a technical. Mitchell was upset. Everybody but Christy Sides seems to be upset with the refs, and she doesn't seem to want to stand up for her players. Rob, she's gotten, as far as I know, she's got 1 technical in the Seattle game in Game 9. This is Game 35.
Oh,
Mark, it's 26 games ago, and she still doesn't have another technical. And she has to do that once in a while, Rob, just to stick up for her players and let the refs know, hey, you're being unfair to us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, the technicals I got actually, I mean, yeah, it was like that. But I never really swore at the ref. I would just say that's a bad call. And then they teed me up. I'm like, oh, okay. I never really went like going off on a ref. But yeah, that's how when you stick up for your players, they're like, oh, cool, coach is sticking up for us. And that's one thing rule I had. My players, I did not want them to get a technical foul. That's my job. So if they were drawn with the referee, I would yell at them, get your butt over here. I'll take care of it. And if I saw them trying to draw with the referee or even get a technical foul, they're sitting down.
The problem is Christy Sides says, don't argue with the referee. I'll take care of it. And then she doesn't take care of it. That's the problem. She doesn't argue with the referee. She doesn't get on the refs enough, and the other coaches do. And so the Fever's always at a disadvantage with the refs. They're at a disadvantage in general because Caitlin Clark's on their team, and the refs don't want to give any favoritism towards Caitlin Clark or the Fever because the people say, "Oh, you're giving favoritism towar's the anointed one or whatever." The great white hype. I'm convinced that's what it is, Rob.
The one who brought the books down from the mountain. Yeah.
Right. The female Moses, according to Cindy Brunson. We did a video on that. So I don't know what to say, but Christy Sides, she's just a slow learner, Rob. And it's also, she seems to want to go into the post. After the last game, Rob, she said, we got to get 50 touches into the post. Oh, my God, 50 touches in the post. And she claimed they didn't throw it into the post in the first quarter, and they did. So I don't know what to say. But the first half was kind of exciting because the Fever were fast-paced. And the Lynx were kind of fast-paced, too. So it was actually a pretty good game. And then, of course, the third quarter came, and I don't know, they slowed it down. They weren't motivated. Christy Sides had thrown in the post, and they were pissed off or something, and they didn't play well. But that's on the players, too, because Clark seemed to mentally boomed out in the third quarter.
It's such a dumb strategy. Do you think that like the team that they're playing doesn't know that? And that's what happened. The Lynx is like, oh, she said
third quarter. Here we go.
Yeah. Gee, I wonder what she's going to do when they come down. So they went into a zone and packed it in. So that just frustrated the team. Like They know. It's like I remember my players would say, "They know what we're doing, coach." Okay, let me change this then.
Every game, I'm frustrated by those two things, Rob. So I'll say it one more time. Get on the person. No more open threes, and come out in the third quarter and play. At least break even in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter. Quit getting outscored 10-2 every third quarter. It's so ridiculous.
29-12. That's a lot of. That's crazy.
That's how they lost. That's what they lost the game. But I mean, Clark lost it mentally sometimes in the game when she got fouled and she was arguing with the refs and laid on the ground after she got knocked to the ground. And it was terrible. That was a foul. And Boston didn't get the benefit of the calls either. And she was upset. But they got to get over that. And
right.
maybe they're in the playoffs. They'll have the best refs in the playoffs and they'll get some more even calls or whatever. But they got to get over that and they got to play better. But Clark almost had a quadruple double. She had too many turnovers. She had some forced passes I didn't like, but she did play well generally. She actually took too many twos. I thought she forced a couple twos, and I don't know why she didn't shoot more threes. She was 5 for 10. I was a little confused by that, but she had a nice floater, Rob, again. So she's definitely rounding out her game point wise. She was 8 for 21, 5 for 10, 4 for 4 threes, had 8 rebounds and 8 assists, but 7 turnovers and a block. And that was the block that led to the drive in the basket where she didn't pass. Right. She passed it to Temi instead of driving to the thing.
Well, Mark, going back to what you said just previously about the players getting over it, that's true. When we used to have a bad referee, I'd call a timeout and I would just tell players, look, this referee sucks. We all know he does. So what we have to do, I know it's frustrating, but we just have to keep on playing. They're going to make bad calls, so don't let them get into your head. I'll take care of it. If it's really bad, I'll get whatever. I'll yell at them, but you just got to keep on playing.
Right. Smith didn't play well. I mean, she played okay in the first half, but she was awful in the second half. And she was 1 for 7. She did get 7 rebounds. I will say that. Boston was 9 for 15. And I don't know why Boston and Smith and Temi are taking threes. They're just not high enough percentage doing it. We want Mitchell and now Hall because she's hitting them. Even Samuelson to be taking the threes, or even Wheeler. But those players, I don't want to see threes from them. Really, unless it's wide open. That's just me because they're not a high enough percentage.
Mark, I had a rule with my players. I had certain people that would be able to take the 3-pointers. I said only you, and you can take 3-pointers. The other guys, no, you cannot because you can't shoot that well from 3-point line.
Right. And so Boston only got 5 rebounds, but she got 20 points and she got a block. Mitchell, she was cold for a while, but then she warmed up later. She was 4 for 8 for threes, but 7 for 19 overall. So she's shooting a little colder than she was before. She got 23 points, but she had 4 turnovers herself. And so that's, she had 4 turnovers herself. She played okay for her. She actually got 2 assists, which is good for her.
So Dantas didn't play that much this game.
Yeah, Dantas didn't play. She had 0 points, 0 rebounds, took 1 shot. I'm not sure why she didn't play more, and I'm not sure why Temi didn't play more, because when she went in, you could feel the defense picked up. Even though she's not shooting well, her hand's still hurting. She may have a sore shoulder for all I know, but she did get, in just 15 minutes, she got 4 rebounds and 2 assists, But the defense is definitely better when she's in there. Samuelson seems, I don't know what, she seems out of it ever since she got sick. She doesn't seem to have the energy level. She looks like she lost weight to me. Wheeler actually played okay again, Rob.
No, wait. What's today's date? 9/7. Mark says Wheeler.
She only played 6 minutes, but she was 2 for 2, got 5 points. She didn't get any assists she didn't get anything else besides that. But she didn't get in the way. She didn't do anything dumb. She hustled on defense. When she goes out there, she has a lot of energy, Rob, because she's not playing very many minutes. I
was going to say, she should have a lot of energy, not playing that many minutes.
Right. So Collier for the Lynx, she shot okay. She was 8 for 17, 1 for 4 for threes, but she got 26 points and 10 rebounds. So she definitely made a statement, that she's a good player and all that kind of stuff. She's like a runner-up right now in the MVP odds. She also had 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Supposedly she's a favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year, but they have to stop the threes. They were 40%. The Lynx were 40% for threes, but some of them were wide open, Rob. Yeah. The Fever shot 44%, and their threes weren't as wide open as the Lynx. So that's the only thing that saved them was they were shooting well from threes. The Fever were. But the Lynx shouldn't shot 40% because they shouldn't have been wide open so often. That's my objection.
Yeah, that's what it always seems like. If the team is down, that other team just wide can just like, oh yeah, we can just come down and shoot 3-pointers. Just a couple of passes, and then it's like they have this sagging deep. I don't know because of the way sides wants to have the ball inside. I wonder with their practices because of that the team is so programmed to play inside the key rather than coming out towards the 3-point line. I don't know if that seems like why they're doing that.
Right. And I was interested to see how McBride was going to play because ESPN, when they had projected all-pro teams, they shockingly put McBride in second team all-pro. And I don't hear anybody talking about her as being one of the top 10 players in the league besides ESPN. I don't know where that came from. Yesterday, she was 1 for 7. She had 3 points in 19 minutes and not much else, 2 assists and a rebound.
Yeah.
I mean, people like Carter, Dejanay Carrington, Enrique, I mean, all those players are better than her. And I don't know where ESPN came out of the blue there when I saw that. We both questioned that. So I don't know what that is from. She's a good player, but she's not a top 10 player, right?
No.
Of course, ESPN, if it's ESPN has it has to be wrong. So.
Yeah, if it's ESPN, I mean, that you're a top 10 player, Mark. You haven't played basketball. I think you're in the. I think I saw you on 20.
I mean, she was an all-star and everything. That makes her top 24. Where's second team all-pro coming from? I have no idea.
I think they just spin the wheel and just like, okay, wherever it lands, this person looks pretty good.
I looked at her stats. It didn't qualify for that
at
the time. And I said, oh, let's see how she plays against the Fever. Because I only watch the Fever because I can't handle the missed layups, Rob, just like you.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Well, they're going to play on Sunday. I won't be doing that live because I don't have ESPN 3. So I will be doing on Wednesday and Friday, I'll be covering the games for the Aces. So let's see how that goes. That's really going to tell us. They need to split those, Rob.
Yeah,
they got them both at home, so they need to split those games because they haven't beaten the Aces yet. They're the only team they haven't beaten yet.
Mm-hmm.
So join us for those 2 games. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit the notification bell when you do. 5. We're going for 5,000 subscribers, and we're getting close. We need your help. If you like Caitlin Clark, subscribe to our channel. If you like the Indiana Fever, subscribe to our channel. If you like Rob, subscribe to our channel. And our normal live show is Monday, and we'll do it this Monday, and that's going to be 6 to 8 Eastern time. We'll talk about Caitlin Clark, and we'll talk about the football games, both college and pros, over the weekend. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to donate to this channel, you can by super chats and super thanks down below, and a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.